Hey everyone, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for this Tuesday, May the 3rd, 2011. I have a whole list of stuff to get through today, so we're going to get started right now so that hopefully I can get through it all in less than 15 minutes. Less than 10 would be even better because my videos process way faster when they're less than 10. First of all, yes, I did cut my hair and no one noticed. My husband knew I went to do it and I came back and he said, okay. My kids didn't notice, nobody noticed. I had 6 inches cut off. I didn't have my style changed at all. I'm growing out the layers that I got last year when I went through the bangs thing. I won't do that again. That was, yeah, bad. So anyway, 6 inches. You can kind of tell in the back. I think my hair was about to here before. But like I said, nobody noticed. I guess my hair is too long to notice. Anyway. So no big deal, my hair's healthier. I did get the trim I wanted. Split ends are gone, so yay. And I still have hippie hair, so woohoo. Embroidery. Last week I told you guys that I wanted to learn how to embroider, so I started working on some embroidery projects, doing some different stitches. I'm doing the Bluebird quilts on Blogspot. It's a block of the month, and it's only 5 months long, so the last block should come out this month. And then I think it's going to make a table runner. Anyway, I don't know if that's what I'll do with it or not, but it's been a really good learning experience to just take a design that already existed that I found appealing and just practice some stitches on there. So last week I showed you block 1 in progress. So I have now finished block 1, which is January's block. I have finished block 2, which is February's block. These still need to be trimmed. I have finished just last night. I finished block 3, which I haven't even pressed yet. You can still see the hoop marks on it. This is my favorite one so far. I really like this one, and I can really feel that my stitches are getting better. They just felt a lot smoother and cleaner, and I think you can tell in this one that I've been going for about a week and that it's getting easier. So I've been stitching in the carpool line, at music lessons, like when we watch TV or whatever, which I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, I've been trying to do some stitching here and there. So last night I started block 4. This is all I've got on that so far. So that's going really well, and when I get these done, what I want to do is start embroidering on my project of doom blocks. I will probably go ahead and look at my entire layout before I ever start embroidering on those. I have a really good idea of what I want them to be because I've been working, unlike you guys who started Project of Doom in January, I've been working on this for many months more than that, and so I have a really good idea of what I want my overall design to look like. I didn't want to start putting names on mine until we were pretty well into the project because I really want everyone to interpret each block the way that they want to and kind of decide what book titles, other than the ones that are obvious canon titles like week 15, if you guys saw that, there was a very obvious canon title in that block. But other than those books, I really want everyone to be able to interpret what each title is going to be for themselves. I just finished a button order for a wedding, which this is actually the second wedding I've done buttons for, and it's pretty exciting, especially since I designed the buttons as well as made the buttons for the wedding. So I'm just going to show you a couple of those. They're all basically the same, they just have different text on them. So this is the bride's button, and then I have the matron of honors button, and then I have all the bridesmaid and everything like that. And I think these are going to be part of maybe the wedding gift. As far as I know, I don't know any of the people in this wedding, so it's not going to be a spoiler or surprise for them to see these because I can't imagine that they are any of my 100 or so watchers. Because this is someone that I've never met. They just found me on Etsy. Also, speaking about buttons and thinking about Etsy, I've been recycling the cards that come out of flat quarters. So like it's a fat quarter that's folded in a flat. They sell them at Joann's and Michael's and places like that. I don't buy a lot of those anymore, but I still have a lot of the inserts. And what I've been doing is I stamped sew hooked on them, and then I put my sew hook button on there, and then I write a note on the back to whoever I'm sending the Etsy order to. And if you're a friend of mine and have received mail lately, you might have received one of these cards. I haven't sent buttons to everyone, but I have done the cards at least for a little while. And when I run out of these, I'm thinking of other things I can recycle to make more cards because I really like being able to do a little personalized button on a card. This stamp was made by Dragonfly Curls. I'll find her Etsy store because I'm not sure if that's exactly her name on Etsy. I think it is though, Dragonfly Curls. She does really nice custom carved stamps, and she did, as you can see, she did my sew hook stamp, and it looks just like the text on my website. Last week was our break from Project of Doom. 2 weeks ago was week 15. This week will be week 16. Last week, because I couldn't help myself and I wanted to give something to everyone who's been participating, I just had this wild hair on Wednesday morning that I needed to draft the Potter Puppet Pals. Because I did it Wednesday, I didn't have time to piece any of them, but I did get them all drafted, and the way I tested them to make sure that the patterns were going to work was I printed the patterns out as a whole before splitting them up so that I could separate the pieces, and then I colored them like I was going to piece them. That way I knew that the pieces worked in order and stuff. And you can see there's actually a correction right there. This is Hermione, by the way. And here's Harry, which you can kind of see him in there. And if you go to hp-paperpiecing.livejournal.com and scroll back a couple of posts, you can click on this. It is the April 27th post. And you can see the little graphics that I made where you can see these. And here's Ron. Ron had, see, I had to correct Ron's hair was kind of wrong. So there is Ron. So just a little insight into how I design. When I draft, I always test everything first. I usually test it on paper and then I test it in fabric, because if I'm going to share it, I want to make sure it's right. Project of Doom, week 16, tomorrow. I hope everyone is excited. I think, I'm not 100% for sure, I will have to go back and look at all the designs, but I think that if you've made it through week 15, that you've done the hardest blocks you're going to do. I think after this point, there aren't any as complex as a couple of the ones that were in weeks 1 through 15. So that should mean that the rest of the way is going to be more fun, a little more, a little simpler, easier to do, and I hope you enjoy the blocks. I hope you enjoy making them and just have a good time with it, and really enjoy the community. If you're on the Flickr group, there's some conversation going on over there. And we've had new people join every week or so. There's at least one new person that's joining the group and posting new pictures. So make sure that you get over to the Flickr group and you guys chat it up and have a good time. Conversation about what's going on with the Project of Doom blocks and who's where and all of that kind of stuff is really fun. And if you haven't posted photos there yet, make sure you post photos, because we all want to see your blocks. Last but not least, I have not forgotten my promise. Last week was my birthday. It was on Thursday, and for my birthday, I wanted to do a birthday drawing. And what I requested of you guys was that you leave in the comments how you craft for good. And if you left in the comments how you use your crafting skills for good, then I would put your name in a drawing for a prize. The main part of the prize is a really cool Talk to Me Tuesday bag, which I showed last week. So this bag was stenciled by Courtney, and it has cool ribbon handles. And you might notice it's not quite as flat as last week. So I will show you some of the goodies that I put in it since last week. I told you I might. If your name is chosen, you get a fat quarter that reminds me of kiwis. You get this cool little handmade soap. I actually received this as a gift at the door to an event I went to over the weekend, and I thought this would be a great prize to give. And if you see these, Lacey L also makes these. I have one of these floating around on one of my walls somewhere, but this was a handmade flower made by one of the ladies at the event. You will receive this little cool fingers thing. What this is you put your finger in there, and it's basically like an oven mitt for your finger. So if you're doing a lot of pressing and you need to, if you make bias tape or anything like that, and you need to be holding on to what you're pressing, you can put your finger right on fabric you've already ironed and it won't burn your finger. And there's more. I have a little packet of fun beads that you can use to make whatever you want out of, earrings or jewelry or whatever. You get a sew hooked button just like the one on the card I showed earlier. I have some Angelina, and what Angelina is is it's a meltable fiber. Let's see if you can see that. It's a meltable fiber. You can put it on things and then use like an applique pressing sheet or parchment paper. And when you iron it, it melts, and you can use it for like art cards, ATCs, and that kind of stuff. You will get a ball of this squishy, soft yarn. And I think that's everything. So you get, if your name is drawn, you get this whole bag of goodies, and I will be mailing that probably today because I already will be running to the post office to mail the wedding buttons that I showed you earlier. And I want to share a little bit about some of the things you guys do. Quite a few of you make blankets for charity. Some of you make quilts to sell for really good causes. There's all kinds of just really awesome, heartfelt crafting for good that you guys do. So whoever wins this, I really appreciate whatever it is that you do that makes the world a better place through your crafts. So here's my little basket. I made this at retreat. I showed you guys this before. This is where I keep all my Project of Doom scraps, which I actually dumped to use for this. So see, these are all the names. The names were on my YouTube page where I posted the video. They were on my Sew Hooked blog. They were on my live journal, and they were on Talk to Me Tuesdays page. So I made a list of everybody's name and kept track of where you posted, and then I cut all the names out. And now I will draw. Let me stir them up. And let me pull a name out of here. And I'm not even going to look at it, I'm just going to open it. The winner is Hard Hat Cat. Hard Hat Cat wins my bag of goodies. I know for a fact that Hard Hat Cat made a ton of Quilt As You Go blocks for the victims in Australia from the I believe it was the Queensland floods that she was trying to share for those victims. She's done all kinds of amazing things. She regularly sends me fabric and other items for the Linus Connection. She sends me quilt blocks and other stuff, and she is just in general a very giving spirit, and she shares all kinds of things with all kinds of people. So Kat, you are a wonderful person, and you are a deserving winner. Thank you guys to everyone who participated and put your name in. I will do more drawings in the future. Goodness knows I have enough stuff to give away. So I encourage you guys to think about doing a drawing for your own birthday or for whatever reason you want to. It's really fun. It's fun to give. It's fun to share, and it's nice to see that excitement when you say you're going to have a giveaway. So that's a lot of fun. So I will see you guys next week. This video is going to be long. It's going to be fun to edit, and hopefully it'll be online as quick as possible. You guys have a great week. Enjoy May, and I'll see you soon. Bye.